All right, welcome back to Conscious Evolution. Welcome for the first time if you're new to the channel. Today I'm joined with a very special guest, Rebecca Sofa's Official. I like to call her Mrs. Official. That's her new name that I've given her, and she likes it, and I like it, and we love it. So we've been talking for like 2 hours. It hasn't felt like it, but we just got talking. I feel like we've known each other for lifetimes. It's been pretty amazing. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna talk about some things today. So let's meet Rebecca. Say hi. There she is. How you doing today?
Doing good. I'm not sure I've got much voice left because, like you said, we've been talking for 2 hours.
I know. I can't believe, like, where did the time go? It doesn't feel like it at all. It's crazy.
That's the sign of a friend. I think you just know, like, it's as if we've just picked up from wherever we left off last time,
Right.
and we've never met, and I find that really cool.
Yeah.
Well, we've not met in this lifetime, you know.
Right. That's yeah. It's like as soon as we started talking, like, I was immediately completely comfortable. Like, we talked like we were old friends. Like, you know, it's we never even talked on the phone, or like it's only been comments on YouTube or email. So that's pretty crazy. Just to go into it like that. You don't get that with too many people, I don't think. Not in my experience anyway. So I thought that
I've only met a handful of people in my life where it's like that, you know, and you meet them and you feel like you've just known them before. It's like an inner knowing, and it's a really nice feeling. You just feel it in your heart. You're like, oh, this person isn't a stranger.
Yeah. Awesome.
I'd love to know what adventures we've had in past lives.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like, I mean, you had a crazy dream that blew my mind. A lot of dreams that everyone's been having have really been blowing my mind lately, that, you know, even the dreams that I've had, and everyone's having similar dreams, and down to the fact of how connected we are with, like, when I feel a certain type of way, or if I'm like dealing with some old energies, that everyone picks up on it, like you and BoneZee and Africa and Jody and Jenny, like everyone just like starts asking me if I'm okay when out of nowhere. So we're all so connected, and it's truly astonishing. It really is.
It's got to be a higher thing. I think we must all just know each other in the higher realms. I think it's a higher self thing, because we all pretty much met through Case's Reconnection when he did mass healing, and that blows my mind. I wasn't even going to do that day. I mean, when I did the reconnective healing session, I wasn't in a good place. I've been feeling quite unwell, kind of at, you know, the start of this year and towards the end of last year. So doing that and then reading through the comments, because I don't know about you, but whenever I go on a video, I have to scroll through the comments and like, oh, it's a load of people that think like me. And I think I saw your comment, and I think I just commented something, and you said it was your birthday, and we were like, we'll have a field party and we'll meet our higher selves, we'll have a party. And I just thought, these people sound like my kind of people. And that's kind of where it started. We just kind of clicked, and, you know, obviously through you. I didn't meet BoneZee. I met him through you. And Africa, and I think Jenny. Hi guys, we should say hi to them.
Yeah, hello everybody.
Hi guys, Soul Tribe 2019.
Oh yeah, I love that tag. That hashtag's awesome.
Yeah, but it's like we all kind of have just connected, and it's like we just all accept each other, understand each other, and know each other. And I find that's amazing, because I was feeling really lonely, thinking I was some strange person who needed a mental hospital for the winter. But I don't, because there's others like me.
Yes. Yeah. That's kind of the thing when you start awakening to these things, that I haven't met anyone or talked to anyone yet that like awakened with a group of people, like in their house or something, you know, like a group. It's always that individual that's the complete outside of the box thinker, and sees things completely different. Once you awaken, I mean, that's what happens. You just see everything different. You have
Yeah.
a whole new point of view for everything, and then that no longer matches with everyone that you've built your life around you with, and then they look at you like you're crazy because you're the one that's now changing your mind. You know, your paradigm has shifted to something, to a new energy, and they aren't very open or accepting to that. So it's really strange, and I think that's, at least at this point in the game, that it is almost like I don't know, like a rite of passage almost. Like that's what has to happen to get through, because it's only going to get more challenging as you go along. It's going to get more intense. You know,
Yeah.
it's so you got to find that way that you can coexist with these people if you want to. But
Yeah.
you know, usually if they don't meet your vibration, or if you're not resonating at the same frequencies, then the distance just keeps growing
Yeah.
apart. And then you find like-minded people, so you attract the people that you have those thoughts, like, that have the same thoughts as you. So when you seek that out and then you find it in abundance, it's like a huge confirmation that you're not crazy, for one, that you're on the right path, that there's really something here, there's something palpable, something, there's a force that
There is.
is just taking over. Like, it's crazy. It
I
really
feel
is.
it.
And it's amazing too. But
I feel it.
yeah, so we all met through Case. That's let's just take a little journey of mine and Rebecca's uh
Crazy
story
meeting.
here. Yeah, so that was my birthday in January 12th of this year, and Case offered a distance healing session for, well, it started with 10 people, but then I think like hundreds of people responded that wanted to do it. So it ended up, you know, doing for the collective, whoever was reaching out for it, and that's just what happened. And so, like, you know, Rebecca said, was commenting, and she commented back. We got to talking. So I went to her YouTube channel, subscribed. She didn't have any videos at the time. I was like, no idea who this person is, but I like her, so she's cool. We're gonna be
Thank
friends now. That's how that works.
you. Yeah, but they say like attracts like, and it's funny. Around that time was when I was planning on starting a YouTube channel, but I was terrified.
Oh,
I was
really?
scared. Like I still am. I still have no idea what I'm doing. Every time I record a video, like I don't plan anything. It just happens. And I'm there editing my footage and I'm thinking, this is terrible. This is really bad. I could do so much better than this. But I put it out there anyway because it's a journey. And
Yes.
you have to kind of put yourself out there to start finding out who you are and what your message is. You know, it's
That's
amazing. I'm so glad that we have this technology now to be able to connect again with like-minded people, and we can bounce off each other and help each other. It doesn't feel like we're just doing this as individuals. It feels like whatever's happening is going to become something bigger. We're just not there yet. And whenever I think about it, I get, be patient, trust the divine timing, and just be patient. It's around the corner, you're just not quite there yet. So I feel like it's a process that we're all going through at the moment,
yes.
finding ourselves, moving the chess pieces, you know.
That's exactly what I feel also. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
you know, we're all being trained in a way, if you will, you know, or you know, from the beginning of the awakening, and being the only one awakening in your circle,
Mm-hmm.
and processing and going through all that, and then into your next level with your you know, your soul tribe, your soul group, your core group of people that just click, you know what I mean? And I'm even finding more people now, which is the great part about this platform, that
Yeah.
it's really resonating with a lot of people. I mean, I mean, we both got about 100 subscribers too. But like you said, you didn't know, you know, really don't know what you're talking about, what you're doing yet. That's how I started also. I just, you know, I knew I wanted to talk about my awakening and document my journey. That's why I started this, and I knew, or was hoping at the time anyway, that that would help somebody. So I helped one person, it's completely worth it,
Yeah.
100% worth it. And I know I have now. And at the time I didn't even think about like the healings and stuff like that. That kind of came to me later on. And that was when I chose the direction of going towards the, you know, being a healer, putting that out there and doing that for people. And then once I started doing that, it's really been amazing. All the things and the people I've been able to touch from all over the world. I mean, you're in the UK, and I did a session with someone in the Philippines last week or a week or two ago.
I didn't know
like
that. That's
13
amazing.
hours ahead of me, so it's like a different day over there. Yeah, it's crazy.
We're like 5 hours. It's now 3:25 UK time.
It's 10:23 right now.
So you're still in the morning, and I'm like well into the afternoon.
That's crazy. So we met through Case, as I think most of us did. I think me and BoneZee were talking about that on our Behind the Veil video. And then I offered the 10 free sessions.
You did.
Then I think you were the second person that I did a session with. I did Africa the first one, and then you were right after that. So you and I have done, I think, more energy work together than me and anybody else. I think we've done 3 like solid sessions, and then we just did, you know, a quick one the other day too. So if we can, I don't know if we can kind of talk about that, maybe the progression from like the first one which you put out there. You talked about your experience on that, and then, you know, I have that on one of my videos too, and the links to that for her channel are on there also. But that was really profound. I really liked how you described what you were experiencing, and you did it right after the fact. Right after the sessions. It was all fresh. It was all real. It was so raw, and I loved it. You know, and that was like the second time I've done this, so that was like really great to hear it like that. Usually, I mean, I'll talk to them, you know, on the phone or with email, and you know, it's good too. But then seeing that video is, I don't know, something just awesome about that. That's why I had to make a video of it. But yeah, take us through the progression of things and what, you know, how it's helped you, or what's changed, or what your experience was for these sessions and things like that.
Before the whole Case kind of healing session, honestly, I didn't know anything about this. I'd heard of Reiki, you know, Reiki healing. I'm familiar with that. A friend of mine does Reiki healing, and he's actually done some on me before, so I felt energy before. So I'm not a stranger to it. But the whole Case, I mean, I think the first video of his that I watched was the Mandela effect one. And I'm sure was it BoneZee that said, or somebody said that that was one of the first videos that they watched of Case, and it kind of started them on the journey. So I was aware of these frequencies, and obviously I did the Case session. I didn't feel a huge amount because I think it was such a big thing. I felt something, but it wasn't overly strong. Now, the difference between that and our first session is like night and day. I felt like the energies were solely for me, like coming through. It's like it was just stronger. I can't explain it any other way. It just felt stronger. And initially I didn't kind of feel anything, so I just laid down on the bed. I had like a neck pillow, and I just shut my eyes. And initially, you know, you don't feel a huge amount, but then all of a sudden you feel just something coming in, and I can't find earthly words to describe it. It's a feeling.
Like a blanket of energy that just...
My cat's just started snoring. Sorry. Paris, stop snoring. My cat's snoring. Do you mind trying to talk? So yeah, it was like I felt this energy come in, and then my body started kind of twitching randomly and uncontrollably. And at one point, I think my whole torso was I was like, what is this? What is this? It's not painful and it's not scary, but I felt something, and I was like, Jesus, this is real. Like, I can feel it. I didn't see so much behind my eyes. That kind of progressed with each session. I now see more color. The first time around, it was more like a sensation and a feeling, and I felt connected to something, and it was strong. So yeah, that capturing that footage after was, I think if you watch the video, I look like I'm just somewhere else. My eyes are like sweaty and I'm like so blissed out. And I think I said I felt like I'd just come off the beach or something. I'd had like a nice chill day on the beach and so relaxed. And I wasn't in any pain after, because I do suffer with fibromyalgia. Obviously, but the guys out there, might not know. So chronic pain is part of my daily life. And for the rest of the day, I had no pain.
That's
No
awesome.
at all. The pain came back the next day because I think the fibromyalgia is it's a transient thing. It's different every day. It's linked to energy and emotion, and I don't really want to go into that now, but I definitely feel like whenever I have a session with you, the pain reduces. Yesterday, we just did like a kind of a mini session, each sent some frequencies over for like 20 minutes. And I said to you earlier, I didn't even have to have my eyes shut. I felt them. And interesting thing, I'm starting to feel the energies myself in my hands.
Nice.
I started a little bit with Case, and I would kind of do the thing where you feel the hooks.
Yeah.
And I can feel something, but as each energy session with you has progressed, it's increased my ability. I don't know what I'm doing with it. I don't really think that anyone really does. I think it's just, I'm sure people do, but I don't. I have no idea. I just go by the feeling. So that's interesting. It's like you've fast-tracked my connection through your connection has fast-tracked my connection. And I've been through a massive emotional healing as well since going through all of this. It was like an acceleration for getting rid of bad stuff. It's like negativity and like bad programming and old programming. It's like helped my awakening to that. It's been such a positive thing in my life, and I can never thank you enough. I can never thank the universe enough for bringing you guys into my life, because you helped me to heal.
That's
amazing. It's amazing, and I can feel it now too.
Yeah, that's cool. We were just talking a minute ago, and you said it felt like your knuckles were like creaking or something. It's like I think I told people before, it's like a creaky door. You're like, yeah, that's what it feels like. And so like when the energies are coming through, like it's like your hands are like they're set wherever they're set, and then when you move them, it feels like that. It's funny, but that's how I know, like when they're coming through. Like if I can't feel them that strong, I just move my hands a little bit, and I can feel that creaking there. Like it doesn't hurt. It's nothing painful about
it just
energy work. Nothing at all. It's truly amazing.
There's never any pain involved. It just feels great.
Yeah, it does.
I firmly believe that everybody's experience will be different as well. I mean, just because I've experienced it that way, it doesn't mean that, someone else would experience it a completely different way. That's the great thing about these energy frequencies. They seem to be able to adapt to what each individual needs. And I've heard that before, and I feel it. It's just exciting to know, that we can connect to this.
Yes. And it's, everybody's different. Everyone has different challenges that they're trying to overcome. And, the universe knows what you need. Your higher self knows what you need. It's not like I'm not doing anything. I don't know what you need. Even if I do, it's really, I'm not doing anything other than being an antenna for the frequencies. So I'm pulling them through and directing them. And then, you and your higher self and the universe are doing what you need, whatever is going to best help you, whatever you most need to know or need to have done at that time is what will happen for you. That's the healing you're going to receive. So I think every time is going to be a little bit different, because you're going to be in a different place at each time.
You're so right.
Yeah, it's every time I've experienced it, it's only been a few times, but it's been just a little bit different every time. And like the way I feel the energies are a little different each time too. Or, if I'll feel it in my leg more or my arm or my stomach or something, it's just a little bit different. And, everyone's experience is a little bit different, but a lot similar too. Most people see see colors when they have their eyes closed. Like I see purple and blue sometimes and gold.
You see green? Have you ever seen green?
No, I haven't seen green.
I see green.
Yeah, BoneZee has seen green once or twice. I think. I forget what he was relating that to.
Geometric patterns as well sometimes. I mean, I told you, obviously about last night, my weird experience that happened last night when I was having all this crazy light show going on behind my eyes. I forgot to mention sometimes I do see the geometric patterns as well, but that's got stronger. I didn't. Oh, did you cough?
Yeah, I muted it that time though.
You muted it. Nicely done. Yeah, so I would see, as each session's gone along, I see more. And since doing the reconnective healing, I now see, I mean, I can just close my eyes at night and I'll be doing my hypnotherapy, or I do like a lot of mindfulness kind of hypnotherapy sessions before bed to help me sleep and just to help my mind, kind of relax. I will see so much.
What do you mean by that? Like, what do you do for to relax? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I use there's a very good hypnotherapist called Michael Seeley. He's massive. He's got a lot of followers. He's got a lot of subscribers.
Is it kind of like a meditation or something, or?
Yeah, he's a hypnotherapist. He's got the most relaxing voice you could ever fall asleep.
So you just listen to one of his videos and.
Yeah, I mean.
Like okay.
I switched my phone off now. I'll see if I can tell you. So I'll switch my phone back on and I'll tell you some of the ones that I do. But I don't do it every night because I do like to sometimes give my brain a break, because this in here is a very busy place.
Yeah.
The only time I get rest is when I'm asleep. It's the only time I get a break from my brain. So, but yeah, I've noticed like last night, again, because I'd had the session, only the 20-minute session with you yesterday, but interesting fact, the frequencies came through for about 40 minutes.
Oh, nice.
So you channeled it for 20 minutes and I carried on feeling it for about another 20 on top of that. So just because you're stopping, it doesn't mean the frequencies stop, which I find interesting.
Yeah, that's why I always make sure I tell people now, like, just because I'm only going to do it for 15 minutes doesn't mean that it's not going to sit there for 30, 40 minutes through an hour. It's like I said, it knows what you need and you'll get what you need. And you may not know what you need even, your higher self is, I like to say, they have a higher viewpoint of your best good and what's really going on. So they, even if you don't think you get what you needed, you got what you needed. You just might not know you needed it.
Don't know if you can see that.
Michael Seeley. Yeah.
He's amazing. Yeah. He's got 840,906 subscribers.
Jeez.
That's like his first video, Detachment from Overthinking. It's got 15 million views.
Wow.
So it's well known. Hypnosis for Clearing Subconscious Negativity. That's a good one. Deepest Sleep. I love this one. Ascension from Earth to Stars. That's a really nice guided meditation. They're only usually about 50 minutes to an hour. Some of them are like an hour and a half, but they're a nice time as well. And I challenge you not to fall asleep to his voice. It's the only voice I can fall asleep to. Another one, he's just added a new one 4 days ago, which has already had 64,000 views.
Jeez.
Guided meditation for sleep, uplifting your higher self. That's amazing.
That just made me think of something. I've told a couple of people this lately, but I keep hearing when I ask people if they meditate, they say, like they just can't do it because they're too busy, their mind's too busy, and this is something that I struggled with at first too. But there are so many guided meditations out there that there's millions of them, if not millions, hundreds of thousands. There's lots of them. And, go find someone whose voice resonates with you. You find something that's a topic. Personally, I enjoy the higher self, like meditations, we're trying to connect with your higher self and things like that. And you find someone with a soothing voice and you listen to what they're saying, and it's a guide. They're guiding you through. So you're not in your own head and thinking or overthinking, get out of your own head and just listen to what they're saying and see if it resonates. And that's meditating, it's quieting your mind, and it has profound effects on it. I do it every day now.
You're so right. I mean, this time a year ago, I couldn't meditate. I would never. I try. I still struggle with just sitting closing my eyes and meditating. I'm getting better, but I find this is a good way into meditation.
Yeah. I
Usually,
had what I had trouble with at first was not falling asleep when I did it. I'd fall asleep within like 5 minutes before I got anywhere. So I really had to work on that. But that told me that I wasn't rested enough. I didn't sleep enough. So I had, I was trying to meditate and I'd pass out. Like it was always at night. It was always late at night. So now I do it in the morning. I get up and do it within the first hour or two that I'm awake, and it's awesome. I love it now.
I think it's all connected though, like the healing. Since doing the healing sessions with you and Case, I now it's put me in more of a mindset for kind of this kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like the frequencies came in and kind of cleared some blockages, and I'm now more able to access the things that serve me. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. It's so exciting that you kind of just feel like you want everybody to have it, but a lot of people just don't want to know. And it's like, but why would you not want this? It feels great.
Yeah. That's, a lot of, I think we were kind of getting to that anyway. It was, with the whole indoctrination, everyone, fear, it's like a fear and what do I call it? Fear, guilt, and control matrix. That's what everything's based on. So then, there's so many people I've met recently that are not willing to accept any new information, no matter the source, unless it's on their mainstream news network that they watch. Then if they don't say it, then it never happened to them. Even though, like, I can bring up scientific proof of a lot of the things that I speak about, because this is a new energy in this new world that is being created. But nobody, like, they just don't want to know. They don't want, like, because, like, I feel like they're afraid. Of course, I mean, let's face it, that's what it is. It's fear. They're afraid that if they learn something new, that'll shatter their current beliefs. So I feel like they're shutting it down because they're scared to learn that their beliefs are not built on a very strong foundation.
Yeah. That I don't think I could have put it better myself. I think that's a really good way of looking at it. I mean, it's just, you don't realize how programmed our brains are. And it's not until you start kind of doing these things, walking down the paths of reconnection healing and, anything kind of spiritual or what have you. It's not until you start walking down those paths that you start becoming more self-aware. Unfortunately, most people today are so consumed with having their faces down. I mean, I'm guilty. I love my phone.
Yeah.
But I only go on YouTube. I'm not a big social media person because I find it really toxic. And that's part of the matrix of control. It's constantly bombarding people with images of perfection that doesn't exist. And then it affects the way you feel about yourself, because you then feel like you're not good enough. People, I don't get why people have to take photos of their food for Instagram. Like,
I know.
What? Just eat it. I don't want to see a picture of your burger. Just eat it. You know what I mean? It's just
Unless you're doing like a food channel, you know what I mean? Like that's your business, then okay. But like, I don't need to know what you're eating.
It's just like just enjoy life. It's just everyone's just too consumed with these guys, and we're just constantly connected. And I know I'm guilty of that too, but I try and use it for like good,
Right, exactly. That's what I use it for constantly, is just to research and learn more about what I talk about, and to network and find people like you and like all our like-minded people that we can all get together. We can all have conversations and talk about how we can get our message out more to more people, and how we can relate that to the everyday person that might be struggling with this. That's really what I wanted to do, is if I help that one person, if I can help, if me telling my experience through this helps you get through any of your experiences when you're starting out or well into this process, that could be a validation for you. And that's what helped me, is when I found people talking about it, and then I learned and heard what they were saying in their experiences, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not alone in this. And then it really helps. It really does help. Like we said earlier, it's like, you're not crazy.
You're not
I'm
going
not
crazy.
the only one going through this. I'm not the only one thinking this way.
Wait, let me just call the men in white suits. They're
Yeah.
Come and take you away and get you in a straight jacket. Oh, padded cell. No, I know I'm joking about that, but yeah, it does. It's nice when you hear there are other people that think the way that you do, because it kind of validates the fact that you're not crazy.
Yeah.
There's definitely something going on in this reality we call Earth at the moment. There is an awakening going on, and I think it's becoming so strong now. It's becoming so powerful. It's like a domino effect. I think I feel part of like a second wave. I feel like there's the people that have gone kind of before us on YouTube, and they've kind of established themselves, like the Victor Otto, Aaron Doherty, is that how you say his second name?
Yeah.
Lorie lad. I watch a lot of her stuff. These people have kind of guided me, and probably yourself. And it's like they've empowered us to start doing it ourselves. And that's exciting. So it's like the snowball effect. They've started it. Now it's rippled out to us, and it's now affecting us. So I now feel like we have a message to get out there, through YouTube, whatever means possible, in the hopes that we can have a ripple effect and keep that ripple effect going.
Yeah, everything we say has a ripple effect in the universe and everyone around us. Everything is
Connected.
Yeah, it's all connected. Everything is recorded too. We all if you're familiar with the Akashic record, we all have a record of everything, but everything we do is also either raising or lowering the vibration of our environment, which would be, your immediate environment, the people around you, the material around you. Everything is alive. Everything is energy. Everything has consciousness. So everything's alive. And no matter if it's physical or not, there's a consciousness in it, and
you're connected to everything. It's all just particles and energy. We are nothing but energy.
Yeah.
And when you actually realize that, and when you start thinking in terms of energy, it empowers you.
Yeah, it does.
Because you start realizing, well, if everything's just energy, and I am energy, and feelings are energy, and emotions are energy, and we create our realities using our thoughts and the energy that comes from us. If I'm thinking in a negative way, then that's what I'm going to be getting back in my life, and that's going to be the circumstances that the universe will bring to me, because that's what it thinks that I want, because that's where I'm vibrating, and it will bring what is an energetic match to you. But when you start shifting your focus throughout the awakening process as well, you need to go through the awakening process, I think, to start realizing this, because then you realize just how powerful your thoughts really are. If you start shifting your mindset to a more positive kind of mindset, you're going to start attracting more of that to yourself. And then you realize how powerful we are. We are creators. We create everything that is around us. And that's the most empowering feeling and thought. And that's when you realize just how much of a matrix we live in.
Yes.
Which is pretty much the topic of, in a roundabout way, the topic of what we're kind of going to be talking about.
Yeah, that, when I first started awakening, I think I talked about it on my video with BoneZee last week, that I thought of the Matrix in a completely different light than I do now. I thought of it as, like I said, the fear, guilt, and control matrix, which it is, but Like that's all I saw it for. That's all it was. It was all fear. Everything is that. But now, since I've shifted my attention to energy, I see the matrix as a level of consciousness.
Yeah.
So that's, so you can elevate to a higher level, a higher matrix just by changing your mindset, the way you think. You can, what do you call it? Go into the fourth dimension, fifth dimension, a lot of people talk about, if we have enough people thinking similar thoughts, we create that higher density, because we are collective, we all are connected, so everyone in these energies can raise their vibrations, or um, we're being pulled through this ascension, whether you like it or not. If you're aware of it, you're going through it. You know what I mean? These energies are coming here, and they are changing our cellular structure, our DNA. And
Okay.
it's changing the way we think. It's changing everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that is to help us elevate our consciousness and to go to another one. So that's how I see the matrix now, as that.
Yeah.
So then you choose what matrix you want to be a part of. So there's like two different sets of collectives now, with this movement and this new world that is being constructed now, and these new energies and these new dimensions that are going to be. And then there's the old energies with the old fear and guilt and control. That's still very much a matrix too. And that's unfortunately where a majority of people are still based in their minds. But it's like, it's like we're making these videos, like, tempting them. Yeah, come try this matrix out over here. Look at this one, like, come over here. Look, you can fly over here. You don't want to be, you're going to get buried over there in that fear matrix. Like, we soar high over here. We fly.
We fly. I
Fly
have
high.
dreams. I have dreams where I actually kind of lucid dreaming. I had
Mm-hmm.
one, I think it was in January. I remember waking up and I'd been flying in my dream, and I consciously in my dream became aware of what was happening, and I thought, I'm gonna fly. And I ran and I jumped, and I knew, I had so much faith in that moment that when I jumped in my dream, I was going to take off, and I did. And I went so high in the sky, and below me was the most beautiful blue ocean. And I remember
Wow.
feeling wind in my hair, and I was like, I'm doing it. And then
That's
I
awesome.
suddenly went, oh my God, in my dream, I went, oh my God, I'm flying. Oh crap. Oh my God. And then I woke up. But that was my first ever kind of experience of lucid dreaming, of actually having a conscious choice and choosing, and I flew. I would never have done that before.
That's crazy, because I didn't even think of it like that, like having a choice, choosing what you're doing and then doing it. Because then some of the dreams I had, it was very little. It wasn't quite to that extreme, but yeah, I had consciously chose to do something, or to, make a movement or an action in whatever direction, and did it. Like, I never even thought of it that way. That's pretty cool. That's
We
all.
have choices, you choose. You have a choice on what kind of reality you want to experience. And the problem is, a lot of people are just stuck and asleep to, I mean, I'm saying this out of like complete respect, and I'm not saying it in a kind of they're like asleep zombies, or saying it in a bad way. It's just a case of they're just so mesmerized. I was trying to think of the right word there. Mesmerized by the world around them, that it takes all of their focus, because there's so much distraction in the world. And that is what the matrix really is, this matrix that we're in. You've got media, you've got movies, music, you've got wars going on which nobody wants, you've got politics, money, banking stuff, you've got, like, it's just this whole mess of negativity, and everything in mainstream media is negative. Watching the news, like, unplug, stop watching the news, make your own news
Immediately.
Stop doing it now. You have to unplug from mainstream media, mainstream music. I mean, there's a whole world underneath all of that, and it's so much better.
Yeah, way better.
Well, Like go and find a new band that's not in the top 40 or whatever, because whatever you're hearing on the mainstream radios and on like MTV and stuff, it's all chosen for you because they don't want you to think. We're not supposed to think for ourselves. And that is a lot of what awakening is. You become aware of the world around you, just how controlled you are, just how much you're living within programs that aren't even yours. Because when you're a baby, you're born as a blank slate. And what do? We pick up what our parents tell us and what our families tell us and what school tell us. We're programmed.
Yeah.
You know, and that's part of what this awakening is. I think people like you and myself and our little tribe, we get it and we see it. And because we feel it, we want to share it now.
Yeah. Well, I think too that we know how much, how difficult it was for us to come through these, and how much other people sharing their stories helped us along the path. Like, could you imagine if this was happening in a day where there wasn't internet or like phones? Like, I don't think it wouldn't work. Like, you know, it would take centuries to do it, and then, you know, people would just be killed. You know, they just get killed talking. Yeah.
People like us would have been burned at the stake of being called like witches.
Yeah.
Probably like in past lives. I mean,
look what they did to Jesus. You know, he came down and talked of it, and they killed him. So, yeah, that's so. Yeah, I don't want to get into religion.
That's the matrix right there. The matrix control. It doesn't want us to wake up. You know, I don't want to go too deeply into, you know, what's behind it. There's so much stuff out there about it. You know, go and educate yourself on, you know, watch the Matrix movie. Watch it with fresh eyes. Yeah. That's interesting. First time I watched it, I did not get that film at all.
Really?
At all. It was just utter, what's this? This is weird. After watching it after my awakening, I can now watch it and go, oh my God, this makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's necessarily exactly like that, but I think they put...
Yeah, it's close.
I hate saying they. Who are they? They, the controllers.
Powers that be.
Yeah, they put everything in plain sight.
Well, yeah. That's like part of the program, to where they have a clear conscience, you know? Like, so they tell you the truth and the lie at the same time. So it's like they give us the actual truth. They drip feed the truth to us through movies that are, you know, science fiction, and that's what people take them for. But what the, you know, reality is much stranger than you can imagine. The truth is much stranger than fiction. In that aspect, you know, the science fiction movies, and not all of them, but, you know, like the Matrix is probably a lot closer to the truth than most people can even fathom. Because that's a pretty accurate representation to, but there's also a lot of symbolism in it too, you know.
There is.
But yeah, I mean, with movies everywhere, they've been, and that makes me think too, like there's still some hope for humanity. You know, we're definitely have a big movement going. There's definitely a lot of people awakening and starting movements and things like that. And now there's still people that are taking advantage, of course, but you know, everything will kind of phase out. It's not going to happen overnight. A lot of old energies are going to take a long time, and they're not going to give up without a fight. They're going to hang on and cling to their power as long as humanly possible until they can no longer do it. But, you know, we have assistance. Like I said before on my channel, that we have divine guidance. We all have a team of guides that are assisting us through this, all of us. I mean, just think of that. Like, you have a team of people or entities that is looking out for your best interest at all times. They are always with you. They're always around you, and it's to the point where I just feel them all the time now. And you know, all these things that I've heard and learned, and that resonate true with me. You know, like, you can't go look this up in an encyclopedia or find it in a dictionary or find it somewhere to validate that truth. But this is how you validate it. There's enough people that don't know each other that are talking about the same things and the similar experiences, that there's something here. There's got to be something here. Just that many people that don't know each other just do not talk about the same thing, have the same experiences like this that's happening on a mass scale now. So it's so amazing.
You just saying that, another synchronicity, as you were saying it about 30 seconds to a minute before, I was thinking that exact same thought.
Really?
What you said, I was going to say, but you've said it, so I don't have to say it. Explain it.
I said it for you.
I mean, guys, we have never met. Like, we don't know each other outside of this. We've never met. I live in North Wales in the United Kingdom, and you live in, well, US.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Pennsylvania. No, where you lived.
Pennsylvania, I'm on the East Coast, somewhere.
Yeah. So we're like worlds apart, and we feel like we know each other. So go explain that. It's exciting, you know. And how many more of us out there?
Yeah, and like BoneZee too. He's in Indiana, I believe. That's he's like 10, 12 hours away from me here. So
he's a cool dude. I
like he is. What I like about BoneZee is he's my dad's age.
Yeah.
He gets it. So, I feel like the older people that will have more of a challenge if they're just now awakening. It's either going to be like him, to where it all happened so fast and like he wasn't ready for it to go that intense and that deep that fast. But it was like it was catching up for lost time. It was like, man, this should have happened like 10 years ago, but it didn't happen. So that gives me hope with other people that I've experienced that are still very much in the old energies and holding on to their old beliefs that just it doesn't serve this new world anymore. It doesn't. And they're just going to hang on to the bitter end. They're going to need something to like manifest physically for them to believe that this is happening. And I don't know if that's actually going to happen, like
show me proof.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my brother's like that now. He's like, look, he's like, it sounds right. Like, he's like, I don't get any bad vibes. Like, it sounds real. It sounds true, and I want to believe it. But he's still stuck in like that scientific mind, analytical mind, that 3-dimensional mind, where he's got to see something.
Yeah.
And now that he said that, he's been seeing, and people have been catching on video, like interdimensional beings, and they have like cameras that can see in other dimensions now. So he's getting those validations that he was looking for. It's another thing. You're gonna attract the information that you seek. If you're looking to find that, that's what you're gonna find.
Seek and you shall find. That's seek and you shall find. A little pearl of wisdom for you. Just have a little bit of faith and just start question your reality, question what's around you. Some people don't want to. Some people are like in the Matrix film, you've got the red pill and the blue pill. You have a choice. But for me, I've always had a really questioning mind, and I can never just take what somebody tells me. I've always been somebody that's like, well, what if you're not right? What if that's not the truth? I never have been able to take what I'm told. I would always want to question, research, read, find out as much as I can about a subject. It's difficult to do because, like we've said, you're so distracted in this world, and it's so easy to get consumed by the politics. Like in the UK at the moment, we've got Brexit, which is a complete shambles. So much fear around what's going to happen when, is it actually going to happen? Are we actually going to come out of the European Union? They still haven't come up with like a deal. So there's a lot of people that are scared about that. I don't care. I'm not choosing to focus on that. It's not directly affecting me at the moment. There are so many people that I know that are so distracted by that whole Brexit thing at the moment, and it's taking them away from who they are.
Exactly. Yeah. And it changes you. That energy will change you. It's like, I got real into politics in this last election, and my brother, even before that, is like so deep into politics, and that's a tool that they use to divide us. They keep us distracted and divided. So that's their goal. That's what everything is here to do: distract and divide. And to keep
Divide and conquer. Sorry, I've just got to say
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Divide and conquer. Sorry.
Keep them divided. They keep us conquered. You know, it's easy. It's so simplistically clever
Mm-hmm.
how easy they have deceived us.
Yeah.
On a mass scale. And it's like, anytime any important information comes out, it is coincided with like the new iPhone release or the Super Bowl or the playoffs or a pay-per-view fight, like, something where millions of people are going to tune in and watch at that time. That's when conveniently this other information is going to come out.
Yeah.
But now it's hard, with all these YouTubers that are doing it, the alternative media, YouTubers that are just reporting the stories of what they see. Some of them give their opinion, some of them just report the story. And that's what I started listening to when I wanted to learn the news, because I know that the major media networks are owned by certain individuals that fabricate the news, and they've been caught doing it over and over and over again since like the 90s or 80s, I think, and nobody bats an eye at it. It's the news is strictly like entertainment. There's really no value there. There's nothing there, and it's just
it's negative. It's always
it's all negative. Yeah, it's
why is it? What you have to question why? Because they want to keep you dumbed down and in fear.
In fear. If they keep you so all right. So there's the light and there's darkness. The darkness is the lack of light. Light is light and information. Darkness is lack thereof. So lack of light, lack of information.
But equally, you can't have one without the other, because this whole universe that we exist in, don't even get me started on my theories about the multiverse. I could be here today. That's a whole nother video.
Show on that one.
But I really do feel that this particular paradigm that we're living in at the moment is set up in like polarity. It's like you can't have. So I've just got something stuck to my lip. Excuse me. So you can't have something without something else. It's like you have to have an equal and an opposite. Two sides of the same coin. You got black, you got white, men, women, good, evil, light, dark. It's about, for me, my journey at the moment is finding balance between the two. There's something called, I don't know if you've heard of Dark Night of the Soul. Mm-hmm. Is that something you're familiar with? I've been through that. I've been to my deepest, darkest shadow self, and it's there. We are darkness as well as light, and I know that. And you can't fully integrate your light and your goodness until you've experienced the darker side, and it's finding the balance between the two. Unfortunately, a lot of people are stuck in the negative side of things, and that's like I said, within this matrix you're programmed to stay there. So there's a lot of darkness that's overtaken, and it's running, I can't even think the word, it's running riot. Right. It's like so that's why you see so much negativity out there, and it's people like us that are kind of coming out and saying this isn't right. It's like we need to get a bit of balance back. Bring the
light back. That's what we're here for, the light workers, bringing the light back on the planet. That's what in the book Solomon Speaks with about these reconnective energies. That was like their main point to get across, is that you're bringing light and information onto the planet, and you're reconnecting strings and you're reconnecting strands. So that and that you must know that you're a master. You must know it. And be that master. You be that, because that's what we're all masters. And
we're all masters. We're just on the path of ascension.
Yeah.
It's like to become an ascended master. I believe Jesus and a lot of the prophets were ascended, or are, because I don't believe were, because that.
Mm-hmm. Well, we never died. Really.
Now, because they do, because time doesn't exist. No. Wrap your head around that one. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, it exists in this reality, because otherwise it just wouldn't work.
No, you need linear time here, but when you step outside of that, time doesn't exist, so Jesus exists now. I believe, he's an ascended master. It's like
absolutely.
been through the levels of the game of life, and it's like these beings come back to kind of teach us how to remember who we are. We're not separate.
No.
We're the same. We're just at different levels. Nothing is separate. And that's another thing the Matrix does. It creates that feeling of separation.
Division and fear. Yep. Absolutely.
That's the hardest thing to wake up to, but it's a process. It's a journey. Start questioning. I would say to anyone watching this, just start questioning.
Yep. Question everything. And then question the answers people give you to those.
Yeah.
And doing your own research too,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, you've got two choices. You say stuck in the old paradigm, which doesn't work. And it's not a nice world a lot of the time. That there's so much darkness, so much negativity. Be a part of creating something better, a more connected world, a more connected race of people that help each other. I feel
said.
I feel passionate about that. I'm like, don't be that person that you don't like. It's like you go out and someone cuts you up or someone's rude to you. There's so many rude people out there. Don't be rude too. Go out and just be kind. Project love out to the world, because that's the hardest thing as well, because you always get people that, excuse my language, piss you off. It's how we react to those people. That's the challenge. That's challenging. But this world, hello. This world is always going to throw that at you. It's a distraction, and it's there to test you, and as you evolve, you'll start seeing more and realizing more and reacting differently to situations, and you'll start being more positive. And that's where we all need to be. It's hard, but it feels nicer to be here than it does over here. That's
my God. Absolutely. It's a whole other world over here, and it's full of love and passion, and people that truly care about you and have your best interests at heart. Like truly, like the people you think have your best interests at heart probably don't, if you're living in that old paradigm and that fear and guilt and control, because that's what it is. Everyone around me was trying to guilt and control me and scare me to do what they wanted me to do, what they thought I should do, what they felt was right. And
that's not true love.
No, they don't.
I don't just mean romantically. Love for another human being is allowing them space to grow and become themselves. And you shouldn't ever stop somebody from being their true individual self, because if the world was more accepting of difference, it would just be so much easier. It's like we make life so bloody difficult and complicated where it doesn't really need to be.
And that's the thing, like, you can have different opinions. Like, it's like, because I believe something different that they don't understand, then like I am worshiping the devil, I'm satanic, and like literally it's what these people are saying to me. So I am promoting people to love one another, to love yourself, to heal yourself from all your wounds, and they're selling fear. Stay in your fear, stay in your division, stay divided.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing is satanic. How do you even get to satanic with love and unity and compassion and passion, being passionate about something and sharing that and helping people and healing people? And like, they don't believe I do the healing either. They think they think I am that I'm lying to people to profit from it.
Well, I can honestly
I haven't made any money from doing any of this stuff. But if
if
you're interested, I have a link below. You can buy a T-shirt or something. That would
I
help me
didn't
out.
know it was a t-shirt.
Shameless plug.
I'm gonna have to get a t-shirt. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe as well. We haven't said
Yes.
that.
Yeah, I haven't said that
We
yet.
said that early on. Like, subscribe, and buy the merch.
Yeah.
And click the notification bell on so that every time you and I release a notification. Sorry, edit that bit out. You know what I mean. Every time we release a new video, you'll get a notification. That's what I meant to say.
Beautiful.
So
we have to have a name for our show here. We'll have to keep doing this.
Yeah, I mean, I think I like you do behind the veil, and there's beyond the veil. There's so much out there as well that's like this, which gives me more hope that we're onto something.
Well, I like doing this better because we can get two perspectives, 2 points of view, 2 different opinions at the same time, instead of just me speaking what I believe and what I think to be true, which is constantly changing and evolving anyway. So, I think this is great that this can help, like you and I is like a guy and a girl's perspective of the same thing, but we still look at things the same way, and we still believe pretty much all the same thing so far. But I'm sure we'll find something that's maybe slightly different in how we think about it, or different opinions, and then we share that with people, and that gives people more tools to deal with.
Well, we've been talking for 3 hours,
55 minutes. Oh, it was 5. It was 20. It was 2:55 when I looked at it.
Nice.
2 hours, 55 minutes, 55 seconds. That's awesome.
We've not found anything yet that we don't disagree on.
No, I don't think there'll be much anything, but you know what I mean. No. There's probably not anything, but
if there is, I respect your opinion.
Absolutely, that's right. Yeah, you can have a different opinion, and that's just how you understand things. That's how you view things, and not everyone's going to be the same, because not everyone thinks exactly the same, and not everyone's had the same experiences in their life. So everything's going to be different, But just because you have a different opinion doesn't mean you hate that person, or you call them names and shame them, or try to guilt and create fear, or tell everyone else that they're doing satanic work. So like really, come on now.
Really?
Just mind your business and let people decide for themselves. How about that?
You're the least evil person I think I've ever met. I don't know how they're getting that. If they're watching this, you are a healer. I've felt the frequencies. It's real.
Absolutely.
I wish that I could give you physical proof, but I can't. I can just tell you what I felt, and it's real. And it's a force for good. It's a good thing. It's light, it's love, it's compassion, it's everything. It's like all the best aspects of our true selves. That's what comes out with this. That's not satanic. That's not evil.
See, people fear what they don't understand.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And it doesn't fit in their paradigm, in their religion, and their beliefs. So to them, it has to be the devil, which I don't believe in the devil.
No.
I don't believe in hell. If you worship a creator that has to punish you, if God created the whole universe and everything in it, why would they punish you for doing something? Why would they send you to hell or a lake of fire or whatever it was? Why would someone that created you and loved you unconditionally send you to burn for eternity? First off, let's ask a question that if you're like an angel or an entity, if you're in spirit form, do you think you can really be burned?
Energy can't be destroyed either. That's another one I like to think of. I mean, energy gets transferred, transformed, but never destroyed.
Never destroyed. So, you can neither create nor destroy.
It's never been in my head that there's such a thing as heaven and hell. I just think it's just different dimensions, different realities. I think we're all interdimensional beings. We've just completely forgotten because we're so distracted by this world.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. I don't believe in heaven and hell. I don't believe in God and the devil. I think that we are the creators of it all.
I believe there's a prime creator, like a main
Yeah.
That everything that breathed, these consciousnesses, basically, I think we're all a version of that,
Yeah, it's like when you have children in this realm. You have a man and a woman, and the two parts connect and create the baby, and it's created its own unique individual, but you're still part of your parents. That's what I think God is, and that's kind of like an analogy there. I think that's that's how I think, and there'd be a lot of religious people that would think I'm evil and bad for saying that. Seriously, I'm like, I wouldn't hurt a fly. I'm probably the nicest person that you could meet, because I would never ever do anything bad to anyone. I'm the person that holds doors open for
judging people, like,
no, I'm like, no, I just think differently.
Exactly. You think. That's it. You think for yourself.
You're not allowed to think.
That's frowned upon nowadays.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to change, because I feel in my heart, I know that I'm doing right. And you have like an internal guidance system, and that is what I'm connected to, and I know I'm doing the right thing. And whenever I talk about this stuff, whenever I do a video, it's always coming from a place of love.
Yep.
That's who I am. I'm a loving being, and that's what I believe. So anyone that sort of comes out and says, someone like yourself is evil or whatever, no, send them my way. I'll tell them off. I'll sort them out. No.
I love it. The only
kill him with love. Kill him with love. Sorry.
That's kill him with kindness, kill him with love and forgiveness. That's like the only, I don't want to say the only, but it's like the main universal law is love.
Yeah.
Love, 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 love. That's it. So the way someone described it, there's another YouTuber that actually talks a lot about religion, but I'm not going to get into that. But he says, like, the law of God, or the law of the universal law of God, however you want to think of it, is that, like you see in nature. So you have like a large tree, and right next to that, you'll have a little bush. That tree could suck all the water out of the ground, and that bush would die. But they coexist peacefully, and they share the resources, and they both prosper. You know what I mean? Like, something like that. I'm sure I didn't say it as well as he would, but I think you get the meaning of it. Like, everything in nature coexist peacefully, and they work together to survive and share resources. In the forest is nothing but trees and different kind of plant life, and they all survive off the same resources.
You're so right.
And that's how we should be. But we're the only ones on this world that are mucking it up, and we are destroying things.
Yeah. It's really difficult. It's really difficult kind of when you look at things like that. But you just, like we said, you just have to think positively about everything.
Yep. And
we should probably wrap this up soon.
Yeah.
Like a really long time. I'm aware I'm taking up the whole living room here, and there's other people that want to come in.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. I was still thinking the same, but we just keep talking.
Yeah, I know. I feel like if we were in the same room together, we would literally just not stop talking. It's really strange. But it's very cool. It's nice to finally, I can give my husband a break from all of the spiritual stuff, because he just doesn't, it's not his vibe. So he's so glad for me to find people that I can talk to about this.
That's awesome. That's awesome. He's so supportive too. That's great. Yeah. That really is great.
He is.
That's funny you said vibes. I made a t-shirt last night that says ride the vibes.
Yeah, love it. Have you got it in your merch yet, or is it not? Yeah. Is it?
Yep. Yeah, I have two shirts. It's ride the vibes and the BoneZee and I, behind the veil.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get the Ride the Vibes t-shirt for the next show that we do. I'll wear it and I'll be like,
yeah, that's great. We can just use, there it is. I like it.
You gotta wear your merch, man. Wear it to sell it.
Yeah, I need to buy. I want to buy one shirt of whatever shirts I create, and then I wear them for the shows and things like that. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, definitely.
But awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Rebecca, for joining me today. It was truly a pleasure talking with you for 3 hours and 3 minutes. And
We'll cut this off and then probably carry on talking for a bit to say goodbye.
Oh, we weren't recording for 3 hours. Let's.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was only like an hour and something now, so that will be all right.
That's good. I think that's a good first show.
Yeah, I think we did very well.
We did
All right,
very
beautiful. Thank you again for joining me. You want to say bye to?
Yep. I'll say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I've really enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe to AJ's channel, and don't forget to head on over and subscribe to my channel, Rebecca's Sofa Official. It's a good place to be. Join us. Join our little tribe.
Yes.
Yeah, that's about it. I just want to say goodbye. Lots of love, blessings, and have an amazing rest of your day.
Beautiful. I love it. That was gold right there.